Swirling asparagus. Such a thing. Here's a close-up look. He's obviously working it a little bit more inside, but sometimes look how far it lays off. Then it's got to be quite a change of direction. Obviously timed everything nicely on that one. Early in the year, that club was more outside and more across. So, yeah, he's tightened things up.
Matt Wallace.
Great ball striker, Matt, actually. Has the ability to hit a nice soft fade as well. With this wind coming straight out of the right, I think that's what he's going to need if he wants to get it on that front edge. 296 to the front.
Yeah, and 10 yards wide. Sand is not a bad option.
He's trying to hold up on that wind.
Yeah, he certainly threaded it. Yeah, you cut it up against the breeze and it doesn't motor. It digs in.
Up to 13.
Jason Day with his putt for birdie up the hill to that plateau.
Another plateau.
About on line. It's about that time in the day. A little chuckle there. We'll go back to 5.
It was a good tee shot. Rom's second coming up at the 5th.
I feel it. I'm going straight down on my back right now.
Ooh, called him off the shot.
He's got the wind monitor just going straight across.
I feel like if this thing doesn't come off fading, I think you can hit a straight 8. And with the way this pin and the green's sitting, I think it's going to get there with plenty of distance. You know what I mean? I just feel like you can hit a little straighter when it just, it's a better fit for it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he was talking about the wind on his back, but...
Yeah, it's helping from the left, and he had 7-iron in his hand initially, and caddy Adam Hayes pulled him off the shot, felt like the wind was picking up. Got an 8 into his hands. Let's hope he executes it.
Yeah, just a full crunch of an 8. Oh.
Thank you, bud.
You're kidding me.
Wasn't really a shame.
Wasn't quite, but it didn't feel good. Put it that way.
Tony Finau, final round underway. Ball on the way from the fairway. Right over the flag.
It's going to work.
It's got to be that it's warmed up.
Yeah.
We've seen really good shots in here.
Absolutely.
Lately.
It's just a little bit easier to control things when the ground must have been hard. The golf ball's cold, hands are cold. There was something about that opening hole was impossible at
first hour
between 8 and 9 o'clock this morning. Yeah,
didn't see any of that. It was an adventure at 1. So that first at 1.
You aim at the trees at 1 if you're right of it. Pick a tree.
But at the right speed.
Yeah, if it just clambers over, that gathers speed. Look at it.
Up to 8.
Rom in the bunker.
Good lie, Kurt. Fairly deep bunker. Gonna have to loft this high and get it spinning.
He can run away a little bit, but he didn't get it over the slope.
Oh boy, sparks are gonna be, or I should say fumes are gonna be firing out of his ears and mouth. Very frustrated right now.
Here at the 6th, Fowler for birdie, but a lengthy one. Remember, he was left rough off the tee.
Outside chance, trying to make 2 in a row. It's going to be quick down the hill, sneaking to his right.
So difficult to read, aren't they, Trevor?
They sure are.
Yeah, you
have to account for the wind now too.
Yeah.
Good shot in there at 1 from Tony Finau. This slides by.
Tons of break in that so-called little flat plateau. The flattest part is still 2.5%, and all around it is 4.5%.
Yeah, not really flat. No flat area of that green. So don't forget, coverage continues at the top of the hour, noon Eastern time on NBC. Dan Hicks, Paul Lazinger, and the crew taking you all the way through to the final putt. Will it be Matthew Wolff coming to the U.S. Open the first time and winning for the first time. Bryson DeChambeau, 2 back. Louis Oosthuizen right there. Not a whole lot of talk about Louis coming in, but just 4 off the lead. Wallace at 6 for birdie.
And he's coming off 3 bogeys in a row. So this is a nice chance for him here to put the brakes on that slide.
There's his grip, the double thumb grip, the big wide paddle grip. And it really forces you to use just your shoulders.
No go. Update.
Adam Scott has this for birdie. Actually had a good year with the putter. Picked up the win at Genesis. Hey, right on cue. Nice job, Adam.
Yeah, plus he made the early decision, the flag stick staying in for everything.
Yep. He's one of the few that leaves it in for every putt. Great win for him out in L.A. back in February.
And Michael Thompson, he chooses to have the flag out, at least for this birdie putt. It's par 5. Remember that long putt he made at number 1, that big sidewinder? Made him one at 7 and also right here at 9.
That is nothing like your scorecards.
I'm looking for the positives.
Yeah. Rahm coming up the slope.
Yeah, this for par, looking like he's going to make his 3rd bogey in a row.
Yeah, especially with an 8-iron in his hand. It's a poor shot, and he's still at it.
Fowler for par at 6. All right, so start to think about those guys who are still to come, and there is the leader. Matthew Wolff, brilliant 65 yesterday, 66 earlier in the week. It's a guy who's 21 years old.
Tell your wifey I say hi.
He could still be in college at Oklahoma State. Here he is, starting the final round of the U.S. Open, up by 2.
Hey guys, how we doing? Good. Last 14 days.
Probably going to go through his checks.
A man who many thought would be in that spot, number 1 in the world, Dustin Johnson at 5 over.
From England, Paul Casey.
Playing with Victor Hovland, Wolf's teammate at Oklahoma State. We've been watching Ricky Fowler as well. Rough at least now if you're out in this secondary area.
Could you imagine having 6 6-footers in a row on these greens at the end of the day to stay in contention? That would be
wouldn't want it.
Incredible.
Out to DJ's 2nd at the 1st.
Okay, right at it. Let's see the reaction. It's a great one.
Another really good one there. Birdie try. Up to the 6th. Little heat from Rahm, I would imagine now, as he's looking at this drivable par 4.
And this sets up perfectly for him for his power fade against the right to left wind. He didn't come here to lay up. The 6th hole is going to be fun to watch all day long.
Yeah, this is a perfect shot for him. Overdone it.
Oh, it's looking pretty good. It straightens out.
Oh yeah, there you go. The big cut again. It doesn't quite get the kick.
Remember, we started the day on Peacock watching Abraham Answer and Mike Gilmore, the head professional here, play because Danny Lee withdrew yesterday, wrist injury. But what a day for this man. But the head pro here since 2010 and a good player. We were watching him earlier. I mean, good swing.
Yeah.
Obviously knows a thing or two about this golf
Absolutely.
course.
Knows it backwards. Knows the probably enjoyed the incredible honor to be out there playing. But I'm sure he was half hoping at that it was going to happen, get a chance to play on Sunday.
3rd at the 1st for Casey.
Look at that close. Wow. Yeah, it's all changed to 1st.
It has changed.
Almost a birdie.
Yeah, I think you can. So birdie coming up there for him. Birdie opportunity perhaps at 7 with this an 8-iron for Fowler.
It's a little 8-iron, wind helping. Needs a soft bounce.
Just don't stay. Oh, boy. If that's come down, a huge difference. Had to roll down past those shadows. Let's have a close-up on impact. Unwind your belt buckle. Here, watch your divot for a split millisecond, and then lift your head and find the ball flight.
So that 18th green, they get that ready, and it'll come down to that perhaps. Matt Wolff, Bryson DeChambeau, final pairing. Louis right there. Xander Schauffele in a great position. It's supposed to be tough. It's the U.S. Open. This is New York tough.
It is tough. You're right. It really is. This is mean and dirty.
DJ getting things underway. Thought he'd maybe be closer to the lead, but it could be fun. See the wind perhaps pick up this afternoon. These greens, fast, hard to hold, and that challenge ahead for Matt Wolff. I'm going to ask you for a winner, but I'm not going to put you in that position because
actually, to be really honest, there's too much to go on. This golf course is brutal, and all I'd say is might be just be one man left in the red.
Oh, other side of the break.
U.S. Open. Bobby Jones won the first, 1929, then Billy Casper. Hale Irwin, the Hall of Fame. Fuzzy Zeller, and in 2006, Jeff Ogilvy at 5 over par. Cool, breezy morning, low 60s by mid-afternoon. They will fight for pars today. 7 scores under 70 yesterday. Doesn't look like there'll be that many in this final round. To this point, only Cameron Smith and Lucas Herbert with under par rounds. They're both at -1. And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner, pleased as always to be alongside Brandel Chambly in a little bit more than an hour. Rory McIlroy tees off 6 shots off the pace. McIlroy trying to break a 6-year drought at the major championships. He's out with 2-time champ Johnson, 2-time major champion Zach. Rory with rounds up 67, 76, bounces back with 68. Zach also with 68 on Saturday. Brandel, what's it going to take for Rory McIlroy?
You know, it's been 20 major championships since he won his 4th. It's hard to believe that he hasn't won a major since he was 25 years old. Mostly he's been slowed by poor starts in major championships and poor putting. He got off to a good start this week, and he's been putting beautifully. When he misses a green today, he's going to have to miss it in the right spot. His short game has simply not been up to, at least through the first 3 rounds, a poor miss on the wrong side of the hole.
At 1:08 Eastern, Xander Schauffele and Harris English. Xander, 3 previous U.S. Opens and 3 top 6 finishes, including a 3rd last year. English is one of the year's good bounce-back stories. Brandel, Xander was your pick to win at the start of the week. Why do you still like him?
You're right, I picked him, but that was no huge leap. So did Justin Leonard, so did David Duval, and scores of others. Look, he's finished 5th, 6th, and 3rd in his last 3 U.S. Opens. He's not the best player in any statistical category, but when you add them all up, there are only 2 players in the world of golf that are better than him on paper. There are only 3 players that are better than him on this leaderboard. Because he has the complete game, that's why I picked him. That's why Justin Leonard picked him. David Duval, this could be the biggest day of his life.
And at 1:19 Eastern Time, Louis Oosthuizen and Hideki Matsuyama. Louis, one of just 3 players under par with DeChambeau and the leader Wolff. Louis contended at a lot of majors. He's won only one. That was 10 years ago at St. Andrews by 7 shots. Hideki bidding to become the first Japanese male player to win a major. Brandel, what's working for Hideki?
You're right. No Japanese player has ever won a men's major. But then there has never been a Japanese player anywhere near as talented of a ball striker as this man right here. His entire career, he has been in the top 10 in strokes gained approach. He's always struggled a little bit around the greens and certainly on them. Finally, his magic around the greens is equal to his ball striking. If he has a good day with that club right there, he could become the first ever player from Japan to win a major championship, which I have been saying for ages, and it may make me sound prescient today.
How about Louis Oosthuizen?
Louis Oosthuizen is the biggest head scratcher in golf. He won the 2010 Open Championship in just his 16th event on the PGA Tour. It's been 168 events since then, and he has not won another PGA Tour event. Again, this is the biggest head-scratcher in golf. He's far too talented to have not won. But it's just simply a fact that he seems to play his best golf in the biggest events. Maybe it's his great rhythm. Maybe it's his great touch. Both will be on great display today.
1:30 Eastern Time. Final pairing. Two dynamic young Americans, two former NCAA individual champions, two players with distinctly different but power-driven approaches. Matthew Wolff, 5 under par, 2-shot lead on Bryson DeChambeau. How about Bryson?
He's turned this game on its head after the quarantine. He may well change the very nature of the way this game is played should he prevail today. Much the same way, I think you could argue, the way Francis Ouimet's victory was a seismic evolution in the game of golf. It brought millions of people to the game. Well, this is going to change the way people prepare to play major championship golf. He had this grand plan to hit it as far as he could on Wednesday night, and everybody laughed at him. Nobody's laughing today. They're on the edge of their seat waiting to see what he's going to do.
And the keys for the leader, Matthew Wolff.
The keys for the leader for Matthew Wolff are, well, to keep scrambling the way he's been scrambling. It's been nothing short of mesmerizing. He's got plenty of power. He said it yesterday after his round that he just simply has enough power to get out of this rough. It doesn't faze him. And the fact is, these fairways are so narrow that they're almost impossible for anybody to go out there and hit 9, 10, 11 of them and then take control of this golf tournament. So by and large, just like we said in the run-up to this event, it's going to be about power off of the tee, getting out of the rough, but then scrambling around the green. That's never really been his strong suit. But I think this thick rough has sort of mitigated whatever weaknesses he's had in that department, and he has just shined on the greens, and also he's acted cool as a cucumber, much like Jeff Ogilvy and Fuzzy Zeller did en route to victories here.
He is the youngest 54-hole leader at a U.S. Open in 45 years, younger than Jordan Spieth, then Rory, then Tiger. They all went on to win. If he does go on to win, he would be the youngest major champion since Tiger won the Masters in 1997. Wolff ready for the challenge.
I feel like my game just really sets up for hard golf courses. I've always kind of excelled on courses that might be a little harder, and you know, I have the speed to get the ball out of the rough when it's thicker, and I feel like my putting has been struggling lately, but I've been working on it really hard with my coach George and my caddy Nick, and feels amazing right now, probably best it's ever felt. So I just feel like I have all the tools and the right mindset, because there's a lot of things that can get in my head out there, but Nick does a really good job of keeping me calm. And I'm thinking about, my agent John, who, has some troubles in his life right now, and kind of just put things in perspective, because obviously it's what I've always dreamed of, to win the U.S. Open, but, there's a lot of things that are more important than golf, and I think you can see that in the world right now.
And best wishes to his agent, John Mascatella, with that cancer battle. He's watching down in Houston. It's a gorgeous day. Just put on a nice sweater. You go for a good walk across a big, beautiful parkland course with a U.S. Open on the line. Randall, who wins it, and what do you think the winning score will be?
I think 1 under par will probably be the winning score. I do believe that they'll come back somewhat. I mean, you go back to 1974, and there was sort of an unheralded player who had never won a major championship atop the leaderboard after 54 holes, and Tom Watson eventually, struggled and shot 79 on Sunday. I don't have any doubt that Matt Wolff is going to be susceptible to U.S. Open pressure. And look, I picked Xander Schauffele. I'm sticking with him. But I think Matt Wolff might pull this one out. I really do. He just seems to have the right attitude. What he did yesterday was unbelievably